So you're already laughing. Will understand. And this next song is nearly a demonstration of what happens in my life. Well, I'm walking the dog in my pyjamas. It's been that kind of a day. I'm walking the dog in my pyjamas. There's very little to say. I know I look frightened that my hair's a mess. I know that the sight of me does not impress. But there was never a time I could actually dress. Oh, it's been that kind of a day. I woke the kids this morning. They were moaning, they were yawning as I fed them. At least I fed them. And then one said in shock, "Mum, I think your clock has stopped because my phone says it's 9 o'clock." So I drove them to school in my pyjamas. It's been that kind of a day. I drove them to school in my pyjamas because otherwise they'd have been late. I walked them to the door to assembly where 2 guest speakers happened to be there. They were a high court judge and the local mayor. Oh, it's been that kind of a day. My telephone rang. It was my colleague in a panic saying, they're in your car. And they were for my presentation. Could I meet you at the station? My career's on the line. I think we've just got time. So I drove to the station in my pyjamas. It's been that kind of a day. I drove to the station in my pyjamas because otherwise I'd have been late. I found somewhere free that I could park the car. Got out, pulling my pyjama bottoms up because the elastic's going and it's driving me nuts. Oh, it's been that kind of a day. 2 minutes to the train, my phone rang again. It was my colleague saying, "Sorry, I'm not feeling great. It must be something that I ate, but it's got to be done. Could you take it on?" So I jumped on the train in my pyjamas. It's been that kind of a day. I jumped on the train in my pyjamas, avoiding everyone's gaze. I planned to get some clothes when I got into town, but the train was delayed and my time ran out. Just time to grab the presentation and run through the crowd. Oh, it's been that kind of a day. So I gave a presentation in my pyjamas to bosses and company guests. I tried to rise above the fact that I had bedtime babe emblazoned across my chest. I was a vision of lavender, white and pink, with the elastic nestling around my hips and a little bit of toothpaste on my upper lip that I noticed later that day. So I'm walking the dog in my pyjamas. She's a very forgiving dog. And when I get home in my pyjamas, I'll start looking for another job. I know I look frightened that my hair's a mess. I know that the sight of me does not impress. But I'm not naked or drunk, so the day's a success. And I think I'm doing okay. I'm not naked or drunk, so the day's a success. And I think I'm doing